years ago, not in the praxis section, in the other section. And one of the things that I loved about hers, which is something I think we saw in a couple of the ones you guys noted, was that the central theme, she had a couple central research questions, but she also had like a autobiographical discussion that kind of centered her text.
Yes.
So I wonder if, until we figure out exactly what the kind of research questions are, if we could think about the central theme being kind of our story. Because
as a class, right?
Right. The
Yeah,
exchanges article is centered around their experiences, and that's kind of the thing that holds everything together.
Yep.
And I think Meredith's article is similar. She has obviously really important research questions, theoretical research questions as well, but she's doing it basically as an autobiographical thing, and I think that could be a really strong connection between all of us, especially because of the amazing thing that Susan and Sandy are doing, where we will have our own voices, and then you have something on there for Dr. Moxley to share his point of view as the teacher in the room full of teachers. So I think maybe we don't have to be quite as traditional in terms of what our research question or what our central connecting theme is. I mean, I love your organization that you made in the Prezi. And I like the Prezis that have you could go through it linearly, but you could also do it in whatever order you wanted. I think those are the fun Kairos articles.
I should clarify something. This is totally not the delivery. This isn't the style or delivery. This is simply so that you guys can see what each group is doing topic-wise.
But I was saying I think it could be an interesting delivery tool. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because I think you could create, in some ways, a choose your own adventure. I think those are the ones that are really successful.
Let's do choose your own adventure.
They're so different.
Let's do choose your own.
Zachary.
I too like the idea of endorsing this as kind of the general structure for how the paper should kind of work. Kind of the idea of having a central, be the abstract as a central hub that, out of hyperlinked keywords and phrases would take you to these, and then maybe at the end of each one of these sections it could also take you to a conclusion. But,
okay, so you're thinking maybe a conclusion for each of the groups, and then also a group conclusion maybe, or because I like the idea of conclusions in each one.
Yeah, I mean, I think each of these little areas would kind of draw to its own natural conclusion. I mean, kind of this is the end of our spiel, kind of, and this is what our spiel kind of found, the findings, the general atmosphere, and then at the end of that, it would take you to another kind of central hub point, which would be the conclusion. So kind of, two centralized parts, and then the web of hypertext around it, in and out of it.
That's good. Okay, that's the kind of things we need to figure out. Yes.
Yeah, to build on the idea of the narrative or the story of what we've been doing here as kind of the center of what Zach is talking about. I mean, the whole narrative, if you sum it up, has been about play, right? It's been about play, games, new ways of learning, stuff like that, right? So why write a story? Why not have the center of it be something that you can play with?
Well, okay.
Be something, you know what I mean?
Why don't I go ahead and, is it alright, Sarah Beth, if I tell them?
Yeah.
Alright, let me have it, Nick.
Oh.
Sorry. Who's next?
Okay. It's okay.
I'm going to just share with you right now what our tool is. And you guys, I mean, Sarah Beth is basically going to be devoting her spring break and a lot of extra time to this. So we kind of, she's basically, that is her contribution, and so she's the final say on that section, but I think you guys will really like it.
How are you?
With much power.
I think she deserves it personally, but she just
Maybe the rest of you want to take a couple of 100 hours of technology.
Yeah, I mean, feel free.
I know there is.
Welcome. Right, I'm sure you did.
Life is meant to be lived, and sleep is overrated. I think you can dedicate yourself in the next few weeks and come back and be
Flash. Okay, so this is the idea, is the main screen, the article itself, the web text, will look like an iPad or iPhone. And it's going to have applications, all of which it'll be many things, but one of the things that the applications will be links into yours. But the way the interface will work is that it'll literally work the way an iPhone or iPad works, where, for example, if you click on everything will be navigated by that bottom button, the central button. It's always the back button, it's always the home button, no matter what. So if you're on the home page and you click it, it's going to slide over like it does to the black space, and you're going to see the abstract. Or something along those lines. Click it again, you go back. We're going to have a Twitter app picture for the Twitter feed. We're going to have a, each of you will pick what you want for your icon and what you want it to be called for your group. And we can do the conclusions as an app. We can do the meta-narrative as an app. But, so part of what this is what buttons are we having, if we're going to put that into the delivery way of talking about this. But do you guys like that idea? Like when you click on it, it's going to blow up big like it does on an iPhone probably. It's going to look awesome. It's going to kick ass compared to a lot of stuff, I'm just going to say.